Hey, welcome guys. Welcome to this lecture. We're going to be doing some texture painting on the body. So there's a couple of ways to do that in a blender. One of these two I normally use actually it's texture painting on the texture map. So if your object has UVs, you can create like a texture map and then paint on top of that map, or you can paint on top of the UV, the vertex groups, the vertex points. So that would depend how high you subdivided your model. But then the texture map one doesn't depend on that. So you can have like a low res but with high res textures. In this case, we just painting a base color. So most of our details will come from defined details, wrinkles, and so forth. Just a color highlight for us. So yeah, and my model selected. It has the multi-resolution modifier. Sweet. I'm gonna go to texture paint tab. Right now we only have the horns. Okay, and before I do that, I would like to isolate this guy. So Shift H to isolate, and go to the particles tab, turn off the groom, top neck, and this one, turn off the fur, sheet, and go back to texture painting. Once you see we have this horn, it's not what we want, so we need to create a new texture. Fairly easy. Move this to the side. Go to your so right now we have no textures. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say plus, create a base color. I'm going to call this body base color. So I can spell right. 1K is fine. Turn off alpha, just to say space. And yeah, so a base color, you can choose any base color you want. I'll probably just go with a darker brown, like so. Probably less saturated also. Somewhere around these lines, and press OK. Now this has been applied. So if you want to see this, go over here and choose change the base color. What Blender has done, if you go back to go to shading tab, Blender has created a new texture map over here. So whenever we paint it on top of this. So go back to texture painting. So now we can come in and do our painting. So there's tons of ways to do painting. We're just gonna start with the stencil. Stencil is using a color image to achieve that. So go back to the tool settings, go down over here to texture and create new. Go back to the texture tab. This one over here. This is where we're gonna drag our image. Press open, and then just locate the image under the texture folder, which you guys have also received. After you have imported that, this comes in as a stencil, as you see. So go back to your tool settings, right down over here, change the image aspect ratio. So we're going to use the original size, and you already see this as to stencil. See, and change the color to completely white. So Blender will just not blend any colors, but just use the color from the texture only. You can turn on the strength over here, depending if you're using a tablet. Now to move this thing around, you right click on your mouse to pan it, to rotate. Hold down Control or Command, and to zoom in and out. To increase the size of it, just hold down Shift and right click. Makes sense? Hope it does. Sweet. So I'm just going to zoom in my model. I'm going to show you guys how this all is working out. Ideally, we want this whatever we do over here to be symmetrical. So just make sure that symmetry is turned on. If I go down over here, so X is turned on. X symmetry is turned on. So whatever you do, it's going to be done on the other side also. So this is just going to be like a base, rough base color. It doesn't have to be what can I say, very like high detailed or anything. As I told you, we only just using this as a base color, but then most of our details will be driven again from the wrinkle details, from the displacement and stuff. Sweet. Now this is very laggy, so in Blender, using texture maps like this is very laggy at this stage. So let's just give some time to calculate this. As you can see, because of this texture file is huge, what you want to do, ideally you want to decrease the texture thingy size. Let's see, but I like this. So hold on shift and right mouse click, and then press F to decrease the brush size. You just move this fella, and again just increase it over here, and just come in now. Just using your texture, just dragging it around your model. Don't stress again about how everything is lining up. This is just a base for us. You see, we have symmetry, so whatever we do on the other side, it will be done on the other. Just gonna zoom in here. Just creating this base for a creature like this. This is just an actual rhino texture. You can see, because we in 1K, it won't pick up all the details, but some of it will be picked up. You can see just moving around there. So those subtle breakups is what we're looking for. And then come in over here. Gotta pause. Going all around. Right mouse click to drag that stencil again, guys. Stencil image to a position that you're looking for. Zoom in if you can't see properly. So that, and then on the inside here, sweet. And again, I'm using a mouse at this current stage, just to show you guys that it's possible, because it's just dragging the texture and then just left mouse click to paint on it, to paint on top of your model. You can see, don't scale this up a bit. Okay, now I'm having problems scaling this guy down. Okay, managed to get that right. Okay, so let's paint this up. Again, it won't be precise on our 1K texture. I like, because we have symmetry, so just everything just works out fine. That's the beauty of working with symmetrical models. Kind of saves a lot of time. Ideally, like when you get to the center, you want to turn off your symmetry. So we're gonna get to that. Just moving around again and looking where we would want to paint this guy. Okay, over here. And on the side. So and it's just coming inside here. Just increase that tad. Just on the legs, I say. Some of these will be pixelating like crazy because of this 1K map that we created. So those patterns and those imperfections. Like that. Just gonna come here by the face. Just give it that color. So about that. And over here on top, just lastly, just look at that and let me see. Yeah, now we have like a base color for our model. And I'm gonna go down over here and I'm gonna touch the stencil. And now we can start using the mix brush to mix these colors together. I'm gonna go to the color and color dropper tool, choose any darker shade and make sure you have mix selected. And now you can come in now with a very big brush and just mix these colors together. Strength, you can increase it. That's too much. Coming on this side. So here we would want like a lighter. So how this works, you want like a lighter and darker shades of the model. So it's better just to, you can see, like in areas that will have like ambient occlusion going on, I would probably use a darker shade of it. So just blending these now. And just killing some of those wrinkles we had, which are like too pronounced. Like so. See on the arms, just Mixing that together. I can increase the brush size, which takes forever. So you're just toning that lightness down in certain areas where I kind of see that it needs a big fizz. So that way laggy. Yeah. So this workflow is kind of handy because nothing is actually done on the model itself. It's just a texture map. If I can remove this texture map, everything will change. So let's paint the nose. I'm going to increase the lightness of it and probably give it a pinkish tone, orangey pinkish tone to it. Over here. And then we're down the intensity, and here around the eyes, and some over here also. Just give it another tone. Now this you have entire control of it, and this is your creature. Now you can just look at where you would want to add more like brighter shades of color and stuff. In this case I chose the nose and like this, the center part, like over here by the pecs. Just give it that lighter tone over there. Probably 0.3 now, it's way too low. A bit laggy. You can see how this is very nice. That you can increase the brightness also. Decrease the intensity, strength. I'm going to pause probably inside now. Just give it a lighter shade to it. Just blending these colors together. Increase the brush size, press F. And now I'll probably give it a lighter shade on the tail. And over here. And there. Like that. Then we have our base color. And we'll just start this down its head. Decrease the saturation. Just mixing these colors now. around these important areas. And then lastly, I want to give areas which are almost covered, like darker colors, like this is where the horns will be coming out from. So areas like these, I'm just giving it that. Consistent darkness, perhaps around the eyes. Decrease the intensity a bit, and that's where the horns will be coming out, and here inside the nose. Just give it that darker, kind of helps with the ambient occlusion also once we reach that stage. And over here by the nails. And over here also. And by the tail. Just over here, it's getting way too light, so just we come up and dial that down. Colors don't have to be consistent anyways. But pretty much similar. So just blending these colors now. Blending them together. Sweet. So we have something like this. Well, I like about texture maps, you can come back and just tweak some of these guys. And say you don't like this color and stuff, you can come back and just reiterate with this color map over there. So in this case, we're going to leave this color map for this creature, looking very fine with all the blending of the colors. And if there's any changes, we can come back and just reiterate this and just give it that look that we want to have. Just fix on the nose here. Right, sweet. And again, this is it for this lecture. And go back to the layout tab. Now, if you go to your shading, this is the color map. Just make sure that when you're on the texture map, you go to image and you save this guy. Textures. Body base, and I'm just going to save it and just save as, and everything is saved. So make sure that you just to make sure that you won't lose your color map over here. So this is a color map that it has been, as I told you guys, this is not even applied to the geometry. If you remove this node to the base color, you can see, and you can just blend these as we go along, so it's fine. So that's just the base color for our for a creature. And again, thank you guys for your time, and see you guys in the next one.